Hello everybody and welcome back to Secret of Mana. I am Rufo, playing this game for you. Woo! Seal on the Dryad's mana magic has been released now that we killed Thanatos. Now that the bad guys are dealt with, what could there possibly be left to do apart from mourn the loss of Dialog? Well, naturally, of course, there is one thing left. Woo! What happened, Sprin? It's just a little dizzy. It's time to go. But before we do... Actually, Sprin is fine. Anya... that. I'm going to go to the action grid. Tell Sprint and Anya to sit in the back and not get in the way. The Mana Beast has arrived! No, it's not Flamey. It just looks a lot like Flamey. Although, since all the beasts in the world fused together to make the Mana Beast, maybe Flamey's a part of that mess. We must hurry before it destroys the world! Let's do it! Oh, come on, Rufo. Rufo, how long have you been sitting on that one? Fortunately, though, Sprin is continuing to be the voice of reason. If we don't stop the Mana Beast, your world is finished. You have the Mana Sword. You must save the world. You have no choice. Get moving, kid. Can we go finish things off now? Because it is time for the most epic and yet the lamest fight in this game. Yeah. Also, having unsealed the Dryad's mana magic, we now have, well, the mana magic. Aha! Its only use is reviving the Sword of Mana. Where's that Mana Beast? There it is. What makes this fight so bad? Well, for the most part, we can't hurt the thing. In fact, throughout this fight, the Mana Beast gets to throw 3 attacks at us that are unavoidable. That fireball, this wave, and now we enter the phase where we can potentially hurt it. But of course, we need to revive the mana sword first. Yeah. Hooray! Seriously? Your wall spell prevented me from actually hitting you? Jerk. And this is why I told the other two to sit in the back and not get in the way. They can't do any damage to this guy. Oh. Oh, time for some cheaper maneuvers. Mana Beast, by the way, has 10,000 hit points. Wait for him to shoot his fireball, and I will just heal everybody. Thus dodging the fireball completely. Dodging its most damaging attack completely. You too. A little late on recharging the sword, unfortunately. He is going to use his Lucian Beams, which the Mana Beast can and will chain cast on you. Unfortunately. And, well, don't bother putting a wall on your hero. He'll just dispel it. Gotcha. Rather rinse, repeat. You notice the pattern yet? I sure have. Wait for it. Oh, I'm on the wrong caster anyway. Aha! Now at this point we'll revive the Mana Sword, just so it'll be ready to go by the time the beast arrives. Aha! And we're basically left hoping for critical hits. Or you can charge up your weapon for extra damage, but his spells will just ruin your attempts. I've found it usually works better just hope for the critical hits. Ah. I think I might include a hit point total for this guy, just so that you, the viewer, can see how close to dead he is. We'll see if I have the energy to do that. Aha! Yeah, my guide says to charge up a level 8 attack and a level 5 attack, because that's about how much time you'll have to hit for hitting the Mana Beast. Every time I've tried that, I've just kind of gotten destroyed by his spells. So I don't recommend it myself. Sucker! Sprint actually has plenty of magic. This guy's gonna die long before Sprint runs out of magic. Since we're only using 1 magic point per wave. little closer. Go. Having a higher sword skill would get heavier attacks more often, so I would recommend leveling up your skill with the sword, even if you don't use the charge attacks. Because sometimes you can get off a level 2 charge attack with just you're just hitting the button. And the level 1 charges will come more often as well. Mana magic will only work on Rufel, and if I'm not mistaken, the only weapon Rufel's allowed to use at this point is the sword. Incidentally makes plenty of sense on its own because nothing else will affect the Mana Beast. More critical hits. Come on. There we go. It's kind of the other reason why I don't charge up my attack. Is that it wastes a lot of damage if the charged attack crits. Go again. I suppose it could go about just dispelling the wall on the Mana Beast, but I'm sure he'll just put it right back up. Come on. Mash the button while I can't do anything. Yeah, we get something like that. Why won't he die? Wait for it. Here it comes again. Oh, I thought he died for a moment. No. Take that. And you dead. The Mana Beast disintegrates. And then, well, bad stuff happens. The fortress is going down. Whee! Traveled pretty far in its descent, though. But alas, there is no sign of Sprint anymore. Yeah, that's true. We didn't get a chance to say goodbye to Sprint, but he did say goodbye to us. I'm sure he doesn't take offense. So long, little guy. Ah, yes, and Dialog as well. His sacrifice made the defeat of Thanatos possible. Or maybe he was just an unfortunate casualty. Ooh, it's snowing! Being that it's January, I personally am kind of sick of the snow. Tired of shoveling it anyway. Haha. Yay, and we have credits. For we have won! I presume that we still have Flamey because we're still able to get around rather readily. Either that or they're spending a lot of time walking between scenes. It's Chrissy and the Resistance. Back to Tanisha to say hi to Gemma. Who knows what they're talking about? Actually, Flamey's really the only way to get to that place. Hey, it's the Scorpion Army! The bird got rid of them, too. Ah, the pirate found himself on the sand ship. Guess things are working out for him. Hey, Santa. I don't think they realize that Snowfall is mana up here. But... Hey, King Truffle. Oh yeah, no idea if we still had Flamey with us. It would be nice to know one way or the other on that, though. Back to the Forest of Seasons. But alas, no sign of any sprites here. Hey, witch. Right. It's the cannon guys. How many people have you shot horribly off course, or since you sent me to the desert, huh? Why, Watts, thank you for your service. Pricey as it was. Man, Watts made bank off of us. So did this jerk. I'd be less bitter about Neko if his prices weren't by default double. Guess it makes sense since he's a traveling merchant, but... Oh well. Even here at his home base it was double. And there's Thana. After the mana fortress was in the air, we could have gone back into the Grand Fortress and said hi to Fauna, and Anya and Fauna would have had their little scene where Anya forgives her, basically. But oh well, like a gentleman, we've returned the lady home to her dad. I'm not sure she's so happy about that, but maybe she is, now that the guy she actually loves is dead. It's kind of grim. Hey, Luca, I did it. Rufal, how did you get to that side of Potos? Why'd they let you in? You still have the sword, after all. I guess apart from the Elder, I can't see why you would care about any of these people. The Elder was a father figure for you, and everyone else just turned on you the moment they found out you pulled the sword. Speaking of swords, back into the rock with you. Aha! Not even gonna put it back personally, just gonna throw it. It's a good throw, though. And there's Sprin. Just in case his blinky sprite isn't visible on YouTube. He nods at us and takes us to the closing scene. The end. And this is where the game will stay until we turn it off. This has been Secret of Mana. I am Rufal. I have played this game for you. It's a fun game. It's worth the play. The AI pathing for your companions is a lot more competent if there aren't enemies on the screen. If you're not in a big rush, it's not too big of a headache. Oh well. It's been fun. If there's a game you'd like to see me play, by all means request it. If you'd like to see me replay a game aimed differently, go ahead and request that. Otherwise, I'll pick a game on my own, and I shall see you next game, whatever that might be. Later.